The Army-Navy game is a staple of not just college football but American television. The game has been nationally televised on network TV every year since 1947. Well, except for 1 year, sort of. Would you believe that in 1 year, ABC aired another game alongside of Army-Navy regionally? In 1977, while most of the country saw Army-Navy at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC on November 26, 1977, a small batch of stations in Louisiana got to see Grambling-Southern, better known as the Bayou Classic, instead of Army-Navy. And here is a story of that. Before I begin the story, like and subscribe. We have podcasts, documentaries, interviews, you name it. We got a great channel here. At 4 o'clock Eastern Time on November 26, 1977, most of the country was set to see 6-4 Army play 5-5 Navy. While this was not the best game by far in the rivalry's storied history, it was the first meeting where both schools had a 500 record or better since 1967. Navy was solid despite their record, with wins over Virginia and Georgia Tech and a one-score loss to Michigan, who lost one regular season game and won the Big Ten. Army, on the other hand, was being courted by the Independence Bowl, which was in its second year, and was competitive in games against ranked foes Notre Dame and Pittsburgh. The Bayou Classic was more than a worthy ABC regional TV slot candidate, though. While Southern struggled to a 3-6-1 record in the SWAC, Grambling was one of the best, if not the best team in black college football, led by legendary coach Eddie Robinson, going 9-1 to that point, with all of their wins coming by more than one score. Doug Williams, yes, that Doug Williams, led a Grambling offense that scored 65 or more points twice and averaged 42 points per game. Williams threw for over 3,000 yards and 38 touchdowns while finishing fourth in the Heisman voting. At season's end, Grambling would beat Temple in Tokyo in the inaugural Mirage Bowl and win the Black College Football National Championship. The Bayou Classic would air on 4 stations in Arkansas and Louisiana at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, forcing those stations to miss the first hour of Army-Navy. Whether ABC decided to show the Army-Navy game or not, it seemed like the majority of the country would be happy with the game they got and would get an entertaining game either way. So how did it play out? Let's start with Grambling-Southern. While that game was not competitive, the Grambling offense put on a show, winning 55-20 over Southern. The Tigers raced to a 27-7 halftime lead and Doug Williams threw for 310 yards and 3 touchdowns. On the other hand, Army and Navy played one of the best games in the rivalry's history, with Navy being stopped on 4th and goal from the Army 9 when a halfback pass from Joe Gattuso went out of the end zone with a minute left to preserve a 17-14 Army win. It was the first win over Navy since 1972 and their only win over Navy from 1973 to 1983, as well as their only win of the Commander-in-Chief's trophy in that time period.
Army will have an outright win of that trophy.
So will this happen again? In all likelihood, no. Army-Navy is always played on the second Saturday of December and is the only FBS game on television. It is nearly impossible that CBS would not show the game nationally, much less show an FCS game to a regional audience, given that ESPN owns the rights to the FCS playoffs, which run concurrently to Army-Navy. Furthermore, the Bayou Classic is on Thanksgiving weekend and broadcast by NBC. But in 1977, ABC decided that for 4 stations in Louisiana, the Bayou Classic was more important than the first hour of Army-Navy. Like and subscribe for more documentaries like this. Thank you.